Wood. Sacred tree of heaven's ritual. In an instant, under the cruel and inhumane torture inflicted by Fang Yanghao, a tremendous amount of energy was being gathered and delayed enough time for the power to accumulate. A green light shot up from beneath the abyss, creating a towering sacred tree that grew to an immense size of 10,000 feet. The tree's branches were covered in strands of ancient, pure green light that slowly nurtured and protected those within the abyss. Domain Lord Fang. After a brief moment, Xiao Yan and the others, gazing down into the abyss, saw the figure of the person who had endured the torture alone in order to buy time. Fang Yanghao's body had been gnawed to the point of unrecognizability by countless vermin. The grotesque sight made everyone's hearts tighten with anger, a fury that roared silently within them. The sacred tree's growth extended outward, its pure, overwhelming aura forming a green barrier that easily repelled the sinister, demonic energy within the hall, shielding everyone from harm. Do you think that a mere supreme divine art can protect you? An absurd thought. The evil demon spider watched this scene, its sharp fingers lifting slowly. Countless transformed snakes, insects, rats, and ants surged forward, their razor-sharp fangs seemingly capable of tearing through the void itself. They swarmed the sacred tree, biting and gnawing with ferocious speed. Ah! Get away! Watching this, Fang Yanghao's body became bizarre in an instant, his flesh and blood blurring as the entire body slightly swelled. It transformed into a black crescent-shaped void, howling as it erupted. It was the residual power of the soul-devouring talisman. Goodbye. The bites of the vermin gnawed deeper into Fang Yanghao's soul, reaching into his limbs and body. Even with his unyielding resolve, it seemed unbearable, as though he was about to fall into ruin. Fiery energy spread out, and deafening waves of destruction rippled throughout the hall. The entire world seemed to be suffused with an unprecedented sense of impending crisis. Impressive, but I won't let you fall so easily. Crack. Watching Fang Yanghao try to self-destruct in a desperate attempt to escape, the evil demon spider raised its long finger and gently clenched it. Countless evil creatures reappeared from the abyss, their presence bringing with them the overwhelming aura of reincarnation, immediately overwhelming Fang Yanghao's body. The creatures filled his body, their teeth gnawing into every inch. Even the black void disappeared in an instant, as blood began to pour from his body, his aura waning as he sank into a state of deathly despair. Drag him down. The voice of the evil demon spider echoed again. Fang Yanghao's body was dragged back into the abyss, countless creatures surging forth, devouring his flesh and soul. This bastard! Attack! Watching this heart-wrenching scene, the two Yama lords, Xiao Yan and Xiao Mu, felt their eyes moisten. The power of reincarnation surged within them, radiating like a moonbeam, pushing back the demonic energy around them, aided by the purification power of the sacred tree. Master! Master! After a long while, Fang Yanghao's figure reappeared, his gaze piercing through layers of void to lock onto the evil demon spider. He spoke respectfully. You will not die easily. At this moment, Yama Lord Xiao Yan took a deep breath, coldly growling in response. Fang Yanghao, leave these ants to you. The evil demon spider suddenly exclaimed as though remembering something amusing. Then, it and several other powerful beings silently settled on a stone pedestal, waiting for the next thrilling turn of events. Yes, Master. Fang Yanghao responded, his crimson eyes flashing with cold intent. His body exuded a thick, malevolent energy that instantly wrapped around the strong individuals in front of him. His strength, once at the third-tier reincarnation stage, had unexpectedly skyrocketed to the peak of the fourth-tier reincarnation stage after being corrupted. Meanwhile, Xiao Yan and his group encountered considerable difficulties on their journey. Along the way, they faced many powerful demonic creatures. To avoid alarming the extraterritorial forces, they could only carefully eliminate them, wasting a lot of time in the process. Move faster. After killing a king-tier strongman, Xiao Yan refrained from using sacred flame powers to avoid drawing attention. His eyes twitched as though something ominous was about to happen. Xiao Yan. There's someone rapidly fleeing on the ground ahead, at the headquarters of the soul-devouring domain. Mu Ying's sharp eyes spotted something from afar. Swish! Xiao Yan's body shifted in an instant, rushing forward effortlessly. Dragonblood Martial Emperor, even at death's door, you still act like this. A thick, foul-smelling demonic aura surged, seemingly chasing after a middle-aged man covered in wounds. Crack! A light breeze blew, and before the warrior, a king-level expert, could react, he was completely turned into powder, vanishing into the air, his body and soul destroyed. This is Senior Dragonblood Martial Emperor? After dealing with this scene, Xiao Yan glanced at the figure in front of him and then looked up at the headquarters hall of the soul-devouring domain, which had been completely corrupted by countless demonic energies. A sharp pain pierced his heart. The Dragonblood Martial Emperor was, of course, the powerful Dragon Clan expert he met in the Earth Spirit Tower, who had helped him a great deal. Xiao Yan had a deep impression of him. Xiao Yan, it's bad. The soul-devouring domain has been completely taken over by the extraterritorial army. Even some of the figures at the headquarters have now been controlled by the extraterritorial forces, reduced to mere puppets of theirs. The Dragonblood Martial Emperor confirmed that the figure before him was indeed Xiao Yan. His muscular body suddenly collapsed to the ground, and with a sad tone, he spoke. Take me there. This time they must die. Upon hearing this, Xiao Yan's eyes burned with a terrifying killing intent that seemed capable of destroying heaven and earth. After taking a deep breath, he growled. This time, no matter who attacked the soul-devouring domain, they must die. This matter is crucial, and I cannot let you throw your life away for nothing. The Dragonblood Martial Emperor shook his head, his gaze firm as he spoke. Rip? This is something that His Eminence, the Golden Dragon King, asked me to give you. It's of utmost importance. We originally came from the Dragon Clan, but we were intercepted by the extraterritorial forces halfway, and we had no choice but to enter here. In the next moment, the Dragonblood Martial Emperor tore at his own arm. A surge of golden blood-like light poured out from his veins, and it quickly transformed into a golden dragon shape in front of him. Buzz! As the golden dragon shadow appeared, Xiao Yan's dragon god transformation, along with the power of the Baxia Dragon King, became eerily quiet. It felt as though the golden dragon shadow contained a divine power that was so overwhelming it made him wary. Even more so, Xiao Yan's Xiao clan bloodline and demonic bloodline fell silent, as if the golden blood and divine power within the golden dragon shadow were boundless. My current strength is enough to handle the crisis before us. Senior, please lead the way. Silently accepting the golden dragon shadow and feeling the overwhelming power of the bloodline, Xiao Yan spoke again. Xiao Yan knew very well that the golden dragon shadow contained the golden dragon king's life force, the bloodline of the Dragon King. Both Xiao Mu and the Dragonblood Martial Emperor had come here to give it to him. This was because the continuation of his dragon god transformation could only proceed with the bloodline of one of the 9 Dragon Kings. This matter, no doubt, was triggered by the sacred flame falling into Xiao Yan's hands, which alarmed the powerful figures among the Golden Dragon King's kin. Go this way. Hearing Xiao Yan's firm tone, the Dragonblood Martial Emperor did not hesitate. His body surged as the 4 of them flew toward the core hall of the soul-devouring domain headquarters. Their speed was astonishing, and in the blink of an eye, they entered the core hall of the soul-devouring domain headquarters. Gurgle, what's this? Within the hall, countless blood-red demonic strands were intertwined. With Xiao Yan's immense spiritual power, he could perceive some blurred images left behind. Those fragments of information and incomplete memories all indicated that this place had once witnessed horrific and intense battles. Some traces of things. As the 4 moved, the quiet aerial building felt eerily lifeless. Toxic liquids and spider webs filled with venom slowly appeared on the ground. This is it. This is the main hall of the headquarters. When I escorted Dragonblood out, it was Domain Lord Fong who gave me the soul-devouring talisman, which saved me from this intense evil toxin. Inside the hall ahead, sticky, Pitch-black toxins covered the ground. A suffocating deathly aura surrounded them, making it hard to breathe. Creak. Xiao Yan gently pushed open the large door, and a long dormant, dusty air rushed out. However, now the entire hall was empty, with not a single living being in sight. Inside the hall, silver-white spider webs divided the space, and on these webs, dozens of enormous white cocoons floated quietly. How could this be? Where are Domain Lord Fong and Xiao Yuan? Seeing this, the Dragonblood Martial Emperor's expression changed dramatically. There's a life aura inside these cocoons. Xiao Yan scanned the surroundings and then looked up at the top of the hall. There, a mass of dark energy, pulsating with endless eerie light, was slowly shaking. There's no need to be so mysterious. Show yourself. When Xiao Yan and the others entered the heart of the headquarters, they found the empty hall completely still. Xiao Yan fixed his gaze on the dark energy mass and spoke directly. As Xiao Yan's voice fell, the gates of the great hall slowly closed. A terrifying demonic sound that shocked the soul reverberated throughout the hall, gathering from all directions. Xiao Yan. Amidst the swirling demonic smoke, a voice full of astonishment emerged from the evil aura, clearly surprised by Xiao Yan's presence here. A mere half-evil god dares to attempt to devour the soul-devouring domain? You certainly have some nerve. Xiao Yan's gaze was indifferent, his voice cold and devoid of any warmth. Not the devourer of souls. Interesting. Truly interesting. Under the astonished gazes of Xiao Yan and the others, the evil black mist swirled above the hall, gradually descending onto the stone seat. A strange woman, surrounded by toxic black mist, emerged. As her gaze landed on Xiao Yan and the two women beside him, a cruel expression appeared on her otherwise calm face, followed by a maddened smile that made one shiver at the sight. What about the others? Xiao Yan's gaze locked onto the evil demon spider, and with an explosive roar, his fury erupted. Even though the latter's strength was not to be underestimated, in his enraged state, Xiao Yan was not someone a half-evil god could resist. The others? Aren't they right next to you? As Xiao Yan questioned her, a strangely twisted smile appeared on the evil demon spider's enchanting face. Slap! Just as she finished speaking, she lightly clapped her hands, and suddenly, the cocoon-like insect nests that had been lying in the spiderwebs throughout the hall began to shake violently. This aura, something's wrong? The Dragonblood Martial Emperor, Yun, and Mu Yingying frowned, their gazes flickering toward the insect cocoon, their hearts suddenly trembling. Glurg! The cocoon fell, and a crack appeared, as if it were evaporating or melting, slowly revealing the creature within. The 5 of the 10 Yama lords of the Xiao clan? Senior Brother Fong, Elder Xiao Mu? Seeing the figures slowly emerging from the cocoon, Xiao Yan's heart shrank violently, his eyes filled with bloodshot rage as he roared. Xiao Yan, don't go. This is a trap. Their auras are off. As Xiao Yan suddenly moved toward these figures, a cold voice thundered, as if it were a warning from the heavens. Xiao Yan, come here. Xiao Mu and the others, with faint smiles on their faces, waved at Xiao Yan, as if they were long-lost friends. You're all right? That's a relief. Xiao Yan's eyes filled with tears, and then, almost as if in a trance, he slowly walked toward them. Damn it! Seeing Xiao Yan's actions, Mu Yingying and Yun Yun's bodies trembled, a surge of sacred flame energy erupting from them. Poof! At the same time, the figures emerging from the cocoon raised their hands, and thick demonic energy surged like a deadly light, hurtling toward Xiao Yan, who was now within reach. The 7 of them launched a powerful attack. Given the close distance, such a terrifying strike would surely leave Xiao Yan with severe, possibly fatal injuries if it landed. Do you really have the heart to strike? They are your family and friends, the protectors of the Xiao clan. The evil demon spider's expression darkened slightly as she smiled with a hint of mockery, watching Xiao Yan with an expectant look. My apologies, everyone. Xiao Yan gritted his teeth, and immense soul power surged out like the roaring Yangtze River. Poof! In an instant, The figures were firmly bound. No matter how they struggled or roared, they couldn't break free from the soul-binding force. Xiao Yan knew their actions weren't entirely normal, which was why he had used his soul power to protect them in the first place. As long as he shielded their lives and souls, Xiao Yan could fight without worry and destroy the half-evil god. This was the reason why Xiao Yan, fully aware of the trap, had intentionally walked right into it. Now, let's settle our debts. The Great Thousand Worlds and the extraterritorial evil clan, or should I say, the soul-devouring domain and your seventh evil god's army, the deep-seated hatred between us. Xiao Yan's voice echoed, booming like a furious lion, shaking the entire hall. Magified, controlled? Looking at the twisted and maddened expressions of the figures before him, the Dragonblood Martial Emperor's eyes widened in shock. Not long ago, these people had exerted all their strength to protect him and get him out. How had they been controlled by the extraterritorial evil clan in the blink of an eye? Truly, as expected of the mistress of the boundless fire domain, even such petty tricks cannot escape your sharp eyes. However, let me tell you in advance, they only have one day. After that, their souls, reincarnation marks, and everything will be completely devoured. By then, even a 7th-tier reincarnation stage expert will be powerless to save them. Watching Xiao Yan's sharp movements, the evil demon spider had a faint smile on its cheek, as if deliberately provoking him. I must say, you are the most daring half-evil god I've encountered since reaching the 5th reincarnation stage. The magical power at the peak of the 5th reincarnation stage is indeed formidable, but sacred flame radiance. Xiao Yan was enraged, with an aura of world-destroying fury swirling in his eyes. Orange-gold sacred flames surged out, forming a brilliant halo, like a sea of sacred flames. Wherever it spread, demonic energy was obliterated. So what if it was a half-evil god? So what if it had the magical power of the 5th reincarnation stage's peak? Under the splendor of his sacred flame radiance, it could only fade into insignificance. The sacred flame's controller truly lives up to the name. But this time, even you cannot escape misfortune. Ha ha ha. Facing Xiao Yan's overwhelming presence, the evil demon spider instead smiled slightly. Suddenly, behind it, a spider egg appeared out of nowhere. Inside the white egg, a strange glow flickered, emanating a pure and profound power, gently pulsing. Pure heart. At that moment, the two women behind Xiao Yan exclaimed in unison. An unprecedented sense of danger weighed down on everyone like a mountain pressing on their hearts. Crack! The egg trembled and a young woman, seemingly without a master, walked out of it. The young woman emitted no power fluctuations, yet a faint unease grew in Xiao Yan, Yun, and Mu Yingying's hearts, the 3 sacred flame controllers. Thanks to the 5th evil god's grace, everyone knows about your devouring of the 3rd sacred flame. The news has spread across our extraterritorial evil clan. The person before you is the strongest pure heart, painstakingly nurtured by our extraterritorial evil clan. The pure power she possesses is enough to make you completely fall. Ha ha ha. The evil demon spider laughed wildly. Tick-tock. As the laughter faded, the young woman beside the evil demon spider began to act strangely, her eyes dazed. Slowly, her jade-like hands moved, peeling away her clothing little by little. Her flawless skin, resembling white jade, outlined an enchanting curve. However, on her near-naked body, there was an ancient, pure, milky white pattern. At that moment, she suddenly transformed into a burst of pure white light, her patterns glowing as she swiftly lunged at Xiao Yan. Boom! The woman, now empty-handed, reached Xiao Yan and wrapped her arms around him. The pattern surged and instantly suppressed the sacred flame's power within Xiao Yan's body. Xiao Yan felt his heart calm, but the sacred flame, at that moment, completely quieted down, as if no matter how much power Xiao Yan summoned, it was futile. The pure heart, isn't it supposed to only suppress the sacred flame ranked after the 5th on the sacred flame ranking? Xiao Yan's sacred flame is ranked 3rd. How could this happen? Watching this bizarre scene, Mu Yingying was startled, her silver teeth lightly clenching. The birth of the pure heart required a kind-hearted, pure woman who had undergone special cultivation methods. This must have been specially altered by the extraterritorial evil clan. And as for Xiao Yan, 7 sacred flames, 6 of which are ranked after the 5th. Yun shook her head, feeling a tremendous pressure emanating from the woman. Ha ha ha. The sacred flame's power is temporarily suppressed. Let's see how you handle this. The evil demon spider clapped its hands. Suddenly, eerie, biting sounds echoed throughout the hall. Serpents, insects, rats, and ants, like greedy creatures, lurked in the void, waiting for the order to strike. You? Why do you assist evil? Xiao Yan narrowed his eyes, sensing the presence of the purest woman before him, and asked. Traditionally, the pure heart was formed by refining the heart and soul of a pure woman, but now, it was clearly altered. The powerful purity contained in this force made it no wonder that it could temporarily suppress the sacred flame. The sacred flame was known for its overwhelming power, but it seemed that the pure heart was specially designed to counter it. Everything has its nemesis, after all. You've been used. But don't worry, I'll avenge you. Xiao Yan's spirit was stirred as he instinctively sensed the tremor of the pure heart's body. Do you think that without the sacred flame, you still have the power to resist me? The pure heart suppressed Xiao Yan's sacred flame, and the evil demon spider coldly spoke, its voice carrying a cruel intent. Why do you think? I only have fire-based power? Xiao Yan replied lightly, moving the pure heart's body and easily collecting the sacred flame's origin into his soul sea. The sacred flame's power was now unavailable for a short time. Gurgle. As Xiao Yan spoke, deep, thunderous sounds echoed throughout the hall, as if a massive force had been unleashed. At this moment, feeling the gray lightning that contained an overwhelming and unyielding force, the evil demon spider's eyes finally grew solemn for the first time. My lord, the power within this lightning seems strange. At the same time, 2 red king-tier powerhouses rushed into the main hall and positioned themselves behind the evil demon spider. The sacred flame power within Xiao Yan was completely suppressed, but the calm and composed expression on his face caused them both to feel a little strange. According to the intel on the extraterritorial evil clan, Xiao Yan was merely the ruler of the Endless Fire Domain, a descendant of the Xiao clan, a powerful individual who controlled several sacred flames. How could he suddenly possess lightning-based powers? Attack! Let's kill him here. The evil demon spider's heart jolted as it seemed to detect a truly terrifying aura from the gray lightning summoned by Xiao Yan. Its eyes filled with demonic light, and it slowly raised its hand. Endless Sha poison gas began to pour out. The combined forces of evil power and venom intertwined. As they spread, the walls of the entire hall began to tremble slightly, with cracks and shattered marks appearing one after another. And me. Yun and Mu Yingying took a step forward, intercepting the 2 red king-tier powerhouses. Facing the terrifying attack from the evil demon spider, Xiao Yan remained calm, standing still on the ground, his expression as unfazed as ever. But as time passed, a deep, profound light suddenly filled his eyes. In that profound gaze, accompanied by occasional thunderous rumbles and a faint gray lightning streak, Xiao Yan's eyes were filled with a terrifying intensity. The gray lightning was as dim as the light of a fading firefly, but in the evil demon spider's eyes, it stirred up monstrous waves. It was as if the faint gray lightning held a fluctuation that originated from death itself. This gray lightning's power was even more formidable than the 7 sacred flames Xiao Yan possessed. 10,000 evil demonic creatures. Devour him. The entire hall began to shake, with countless small demonic creatures, carrying a sinister aura, pouring out, continuously devouring the very void of the hall. This won't do. Yun and Mu Yingying, with their fierce combat power, had repelled the 2 red king-tier powerhouses. Now, they turned towards Xiao Yan with a grave look in their eyes. Behind the evil demon spider, The void seemed to be teeming with countless Xun'er demonic creatures, breaking through layers of void restraints, continuously rushing towards Xiao Yan's position, gnashing their teeth. The terrifying force of their gnawing was enough to instill fear. Among these demonic creatures, many were mutated snakes, insects, rodents, and ants, all filled with overwhelming evil power. If they were to devour anything, even someone as strong as Xiao Yan would likely be severely injured in an instant. Under the ruthless attack of the evil spider-demon spider that was shaking the entire hall, the structure of the hall began to collapse, and it seemed as if it would shatter at any moment. Enough. At this moment, Xiao Yan's eyes slightly blinked, and profound lightning surged from his pupils. Looking at the endless void behind the evil spider-demon spider, a faint smile suddenly appeared on his handsome face. Stop pretending to be mysterious. It seemed that Xiao Yan's action had provoked the evil spider-demon spider. Its pupils contracted, and it suddenly roared. It was as if Xiao Yan's smile had shaken the evil spider-demon spider's heart. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Xiao Yan ignored the changes in the evil spider-demon spider. A deep, ancient aura that had been dormant for countless years began to spread from his body. He raised his head once more and looked at the ceiling of the hall. At this moment, a violently intense gray lightning, like a thunderous sun, erupted from the endless void and appeared in the hall. Upon entering the hall, it transformed into a thunder sun, surrounded by countless ancient and powerful forces, slowly rising. Within the Thunder Sun was some ancient and powerful energy. Deep inside the Thunder Sun, there seemed to be something ancient and faintly visible. Its pressure was so overwhelming that it made everyone present feel a chill in their hearts. Sigh. Is it time for reincarnation again? As Xiao Yan's eyes focused on the ancient object within the Thunder Sun, his heart suddenly stirred. A lively and cheerful figure appeared in his mind. Duan Qifei, Thunder Lord. As for the hidden object inside the Thunder Sun, there was no need to guess. It was the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex, the ultimate token of the Thunder Lord. Now, the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex had quietly appeared within the Thunder Sun controlled by Xiao Yan, indicating that the situation faced by the ferocious soul domain was perhaps the most severe in the entire Ghost Realm. The once lively and cheerful figure in the Ghost Realm had now inherited the reincarnation of the Thunder Lord and grown into a peerless powerhouse capable of standing alone. What exactly is this power? As the evil spider-demon spider looked at the Thunder Sun in the void, its gaze filled with sudden fear. In the midst of the Thunder Sea, an ancient, grayish-white book stood quietly, as if it contained the power of countless destructive laws, a sacred relic of immense power. A faint, illusory figure slowly materialized beside the ancient book. This figure was ethereal, yet the pressure it carried was enough to suffocate anyone in its presence. Didn't you know who she is? Do I need to remind you? Have you forgotten the terror she once brought to your extraterritorial realm? At this moment, Xiao Yan wore a radiant smile, gazing at the evil spider-demon spider with mockery. The power of the Thunder Lord was vast and boundless. Now, with the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex in play and the illusory manifestation of the Thunder Lord, it was enough to form a deadly suppression against this half-evil god before him. Thunder Lord? That damn woman again. The evil spider-demon spider roared, its voice turning hoarse as a long-sealed terror gradually filled its eyes and mind. The power of the Thunder Lord was infamous throughout the extraterritorial evil clan. The Thunder Lords might had once shattered their army and a particularly powerful foe during the First World War again and again. That hatred and fear had seeped deep into their hearts, impossible to erase. Since that's the case, even if I fall, I will never let you all have it easy. 10,000 venomous demon river. Boom. Thick, tangible demonic energy surged out from the evil spider-demon spider, erupting with an earth-shattering roar. Under its precise control, the dark magic rapidly shot toward Xiao Yan, with an unstoppable, terrifying momentum, sweeping through the void like a storm. In the river of demonic power, evil chi surged, and from it emerged countless demonic creatures, carrying endless venomous energy as they howled into the sky. Wherever the demonic river spread, the void immediately collapsed, tearing open rifts in space itself. The overwhelming sound of destruction made Yun and Mu Yingying, watching from a distance, tense with worry, their eyes fixed on Xiao Yan. The venomous blood and putrid air in the demonic river were thick and foul, carrying an aura of death they couldn't understand. Such a terrifying attack would instantly reduce thousands of beings to nothing but bleached bones, no matter where it landed in the Great Thousand Worlds. Once I finish dealing with this, I'll head to the ferocious soul domain. Xiao Yan shook his head in slight guilt, extending his hand into the Thunder Sea and gripping the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex. The Thunder Emperor's sacred codex was indeed a battle technique, but its rank was unknown. It appeared to be a book recording the Thunder Emperor's lifelong study of supreme lightning arts. Boom! When Xiao Yan grasped the sacred codex, grayish lightning runes surged from it, gradually seeping into his mind. Xiao Yan hovered in the air, his body surrounded by faint gray lightning patterns, and the codex in his hand emitted a mysterious aura. Thunder Abyss. Heavenly Punishment Wall. Xiao Yan's voice resonated slowly, and the sacred codex in his hand suddenly burst forth with an endless, profound thunder. Before the thunder's light, a black hole-like abyss seemed to stir, and the lightning's radiance became incomprehensibly mystical, slowly transforming into an enormous, tens of thousands of feet long cage-like wall. The walls of the cage were deep and unfathomable, clearly inscribed with countless supreme forces of the Thunder Lord. The gray lightning surged violently. The ancient and savage power slowly blossomed within this eerie, cold hall, and even the demonic river before him trembled and vibrated in response. Boom! When the two world-shattering attacks collided, the thick, poisonous liquid in the river of demons could not shatter the power of the cage wall. A terrifying wave of destruction slowly emanated from the impact. Perish here. The Great Thousand Worlds are not yours to trample at will. Xiao Yan looked down from above, his body surrounded by endless lightning, immediately trapping the half-evil god and two red king-stage powerhouses within the cage. There was no outward release of power, but the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex was more than enough. The quiet void and the roars within the cage wall struck fear into the heart. How terrifying was the Thunder Lord's supreme lightning power! The Thunder Sun and Thunder Sea spread endlessly, dragging countless evil forces lurking around the headquarters of the soul-devouring domain into the chaos, shredding them apart. He has already entered the ghost realm. Master, I don't want to see him. Sigh, if that's what you wish. However, once this is over, I will seek justice for you. As Xiao Yan finally unleashed the full force of his thunder attribute, two figures suddenly appeared in the distant, shadowy void of the ghost realm. This mere descendant of the Xiao clan, just as corrupt as the old Xiao clan members. Ha ha ha. You two, let's see how long you can last here. Leave. We must not let the seven-eyed evil god succeed. A voice echoed like a great escape in the vast emptiness. The endless thunderous radiance spread throughout the entire hall, with the supreme and unyielding force of the thunder punishment, accompanied by a terrifying destructive power that crushed everything in its path. It swept ruthlessly over every inch of the land and the air here. In an instant, countless mournful wails echoed throughout the headquarters hall of the soul-devouring domain. Yet no one could escape the devastating power of the thunderous radiance. The evil cultivators who followed the evil spider demon spider, a half-evil god, to invade the soul-devouring domain easily fell before it. No matter how tragically or angrily they howled, under the thunderous attack of the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex, both their bodies and souls were annihilated, leaving nothing but empty space. This is the power of the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex, the ultimate treasure of thunder attribute practitioners. The battle techniques recorded in the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex are so overwhelmingly powerful that countless thunder attribute cultivators throughout the Great Thousand Worlds covet it. Everyone knows the sheer number of thunder attribute battle techniques recorded within it, as well as their brutal, terrifying power. It is the strongest thunder attribute divine book that transcends the entire world, its power probably reaching the divine tier. To obtain this codex is equivalent to mastering all thunder attribute battle techniques. Moreover, this item was forged by the current pinnacle thunder attribute powerhouse, the Thunderlord, whose value is probably comparable to that of divine artifacts. Damn. Evil spider demon spider, you fool. You have just squandered our army's opportunity to seize the soul-devouring domain. With the entire army wiped out, if this gets back, those other guys who invaded the Ghost Realm's 5 regions will probably laugh at us for 1,000 years. However, we've discovered quite a few interesting things now. Xiao Yan, oh Xiao Yan, not only do you possess the sacred flame, but you even have connections with the Thunder Lord. Sooner or later, we of the extraterritorial evil clan will make you regret this. As the hall gradually returned to its original state, a shadow quietly slipped away from one of the inconspicuous corners outside the hall. This was one of the 4 Red King-level figures who followed the evil spider demon spider, a half-evil god, to invade the soul-devouring domain, the faceless evil ghost. Unfortunately, this individual always moved in mysterious ways. Despite his strength being only at the 4th reincarnation stage, he was a Red King-level scout, and his solitary nature made him the only survivor. Brother Xiao Yan, what terrifying methods! Watching the horrific scene before him, countless eerie, evil shadows in the hall were quickly absorbed by the thunderous radiance and then melted away. Dragonblood Martial Emperor felt his brain give a slight jolt, a dizziness overtaking him. It had only been a few years since he and Xiao Yan parted ways, yet Xiao Yan's growth and strength was so frightening. To think that he could single-handedly annihilate a half-evil god and an evil army led by 2 Red King-level powerhouses? Dragonblood Martial Emperor's gaze towards Xiao Yan contracted sharply, as though looking at a monster, and a deep sense of heartache filled him. After a brief pause, however, he felt somewhat relieved. It seemed that helping this kid back then had been worth it. Xiao Yan, the purity of your heart. A moment later, with the crisis resolved, Yun and Mu Yingying both anxiously rushed to Xiao Yan's side, helping him up from both sides. Their beautiful eyes filled with concern. This time, the pure heart brought by the evil spider demon spider was clearly made from a real human woman. It was forged with her body and soul. The purifying and suppressing power of the heart was far beyond any pure heart encountered before. Its suppression of Xiao Yan was thorough and absolute. I'm fine. Xiao Yan gently placed the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex into his soul sea, then summoned that woman once again. Now, the Thunder Emperor's sacred codex was like an ancient book, recording countless thunder attribute battle techniques. It quietly floated within his soul sea. Although it appeared somewhat ethereal, it was more than capable of offering Xiao Yan endless benefits. From now on, he no longer had to worry about his thunder attribute battle techniques. The sacred flame source has been suppressed? The woman who had transformed into a pure white aura softly spread around Xiao Yan's 7 sacred flame sources. She slowly sealed the scorching and divine powers of the sacred flame, wrapping them up. After her suppression, the 7 sacred flame source flames appeared as tiny sparks, devoid of any enormous power. The sacred flame's power is ancient and vast, but the pure heart is the most pure thing in the world. When paired with some special cultivation methods, this kind of suppression is not surprising. Though I don't know why you choose to serve them, I can assure you, from now on, the great 1,000 worlds will be protected by us alone. This is our homeland, and in due time, we will build it into a truly prosperous great 1,000 worlds. Xiao Yan seemed to be touched, speaking calmly as he addressed the pure heart's aura. As Xiao Yan's casual words faded, the pure power that had been sealed with the source of the sacred flame trembled strangely, and then transformed into streaks of the purest energy, rippling outward from the headquarters of the soul-devouring domain like water waves. As the pure heart dissipated, the source flames of the 7 sacred flames awakened once again, erupting with intense fury. They, the sacred flames, were being suppressed by a woman with the pure heart, which sparked the last shred of pride deep within them. Thank you. The calm voice murmured in a way that resembled a pure-hearted, gentle young girl, content and satisfied. Clearly, Xiao Yan's words had slowly resolved her final wish, and the pure heart woman vanished once more. It seemed that in the future, when facing the pure heart or its owner, Xiao Yan would have a calm and effective solution. After all, those beings were human at the end of the day. Boom! The explosion of the pure heart's power rippled outward, and throughout the vast space of the soul-devouring domain, streams of the purest energy overflowed, continuously purifying and devouring the filthy evil aura left behind in the air and soil by the extraterritorial evil clan. How did you know about this solution? Seeing Xiao Yan effortlessly resolve the pure heart, Mu Yingying was surprised and asked. The pure heart had a strong restraint over the sacred flame, and many sacred flame controllers had no way of dealing with it. Xiao Yan, however, solved it with just a few words. Perhaps the pure heart from the extraterritorial realm wasn't complete, or maybe it was her own decision. By the way, senior experts. Quick. With a slight smile, but after a moment, Xiao Yan's gaze suddenly darkened, and he growled lowly. In his excitement, he almost forgot about the important matter. CSI. Although the entire army attacking the soul-devouring domain had been wiped out, the figures that had been temporarily suppressed by Xiao Yan's soul power, Fang Yanghao, Xiao Mu, and the 5 Yama, 7 people in total, were slowly waking up. Their faces were filled with killing intent, eyes full of ferocity, staring at Xiao Yan with the intent to tear them apart and devour them. Their appearances were incredibly terrifying, like wild beasts ready to devour Xiao Yan and his group. What is going on here? At this moment, even Xiao Yan, with all his composure, couldn't help but feel something was wrong. It seemed that the sacred flames and soul power he had released, when entering their bodies to probe, had been bizarrely devoured in an instant. Could this fluctuation be from the power at the center of the ghost realm?